Yo, everybody! How's it going on this beautiful Thursday afternoon? I see some awesome people in the house, some familiar names. I'm gonna call you out. We've got Angela Bong in the house. All right, our healer coach, Suto Siang. Good afternoon. Yo, nice to see you. Whoa, all right, guys, if you can hear me loud and clear before we rock and roll, can you give me a yo, give me a hi, give me a hello? How are you doing this beautiful Thursday afternoon as we jump right in, everybody? Give me a hi so that I know you can hear me loud and clear. All right. So, we've got an amazing topic here today, everybody. As usual, this is a live wire. So, a live wire means we bring crazy topics and there's no like right and wrong, yes or no. Oi, Kamaru Zaman. Oh my gosh. Polio. Johan, hello. All right. Oh my gosh. Okay, I hope that ankle is getting better. Johan, saw your social media posts. All right. So a quick shout out. I've got really amazing people over here. So I can't wait to jump in. So a live wire brings powerful topics where people just go, introvert, extrovert, what's that? And you see, we bring these powerful questions because many people have got these questions in their head, so they are confused, and then whether that makes me a better leader, and if it does or if it doesn't, then what do I do about it? So we're going to bring some really awesome panel here, but I want to say this is the live wire is about the wisdom from the crowd. So we want you to chime right in. Again, there's no right and wrong. I've got a lot of amazing people, leaders, business owners, entrepreneurs, CEOs, coaches, and consultants, tons of amazing people here. And I want to be able to hear from you. So guys, please chime right in. Use the chat box, okay? So the live wire is going to start, and today's topic is really powerful. Can introverts be great leaders? How many of you are thinking that? And you're going, I really want to know. And if you know friends who are introverts, all right, or even extroverts who think they are introverts, that's okay. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Tag them, please. Tag 2 or 3 friends on the comment box so that they know that this is happening. And then they chime in while they're eating a little bit of their own nasi lemak. While they're having their lunch, please chime in because this is what the lunch chat is all about. All right, so we're going to jump right in. And everybody, my name is Marissa, Coach Marissa. Some of you know, I'm the CEO and the founder of the Spark Group Asia. I'm one of the leadership intelligence coaches. Yo, Shamila, oh my gosh, nice to have you here. Mwah. Oh my gosh, so many good friends here today. Woo! So I'm going to bring up more good friends. And some of you have seen them on our platforms, and they're amazing coaches and leaders, HR representatives in many different organizations. The first person that I want to bring up is actually Coach Jean. Jean, as you know, has done a lot of work with us. We've gone way back. I think we're reaching almost 10 years now, Coach Jean. So I want to bring Jean on because she has this uncanny ability to bring the business piece and the people piece together. So without further ado, everybody, can you please welcome and help me welcome, wave, and say hello to Coach Jean. All right, let's bring her up.
Hello. Thank you, Marissa. And whoa, so good to see everybody here.
Yeah.
Suto Siang, Poliu, hello. Yeah, all these people that keep coming on. We just love having this community because we are here to just energize each other and help to clarify what leadership means for each other, right? So I am, like Marissa says, I guess I see myself more just combining business and people together because these two got to work together, and it's to find the formulas to get these two pieces together. Our people grow, our businesses grow. And that's my passion. And that's why we do these live sessions, because we want to keep on learning from all of you, right? So I just hope that we're going to have a great session of just, can I pick some stuff from your brains as you're picking from our brains today? Is that okay, right, everyone? Yeah, you can eat your lunch, nasi lemak, like Marissa said, right? Yeah. And then, give us a piece, or a few bits of your brains, okay?
I thought you were going to say, give a piece of some nasi lemak. I was waiting for that. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Can I have
whatever you guys are eating. Doreen, oh my gosh. Yo, good afternoon. So thank you so much, Coach Jean, for kicking us off. And we have another panelist that I really want to bring on. Oh my gosh, Jessie, is that you? I haven't seen you in years. If it's the same Jessie, but thank you for being here. I know many Jessies, but nice to have you here. So the next person that I want to bring up is an amazing person. All right. And I want you to guess very shortly, all of us, coaches that you see, the three of us on your screen later. So I'm giving you a sneak peek. Can you guess if we're introverts or extroverts? So wait, hang on. I planned that there. Now, the third person I want to bring up, she has done a lot of work with us as well. Very unseeming, but the stuff that comes out, the solutions that comes out of her is amazing stuff. I want to, and guys, help me welcome Coach Elin. Woo!
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Coach Marissa. It's so good to be here again. Like what Jean was saying, that, we want to pick the brains from everyone, not just three of us, but everyone. Yeah, it's so good to see so many familiar names, Suto Siang, Angela, Jessie. I think this Jessie is the Jessie that I know.
Suto Siang, hello.
Hello.
I love it. Thank you. Wow. Okay. Oh, Johan is waving as well. Oh my gosh, we're such amazing
Welcome
people.
back.
We're waving too. Oh, thank you, Nick, Karanisa.
Yeah.
Nice. So let's jump right in. We've got everybody here all peeled in, and we're probably having our lunches. Yeah. So the first thing that I want to ask us all here, and wisdom of the crowd, guys, just peel right in too. Okay. Why is it key? Why is it critical that we know ourselves in this equation of leadership? And I want to say this. Whether we think we're introverts, extroverts, global, detail, micro, macro, whatever we think we are, why is it important that we know ourselves and discover ourselves in this equation called leadership? So I'm going to peel into some people on the chat box. Guys, just go right in, and then I'll read what you're saying. But if I can, I'm just going to shoot this across to the coaches first. Maybe Jean, what do you think? Why is it so important?
Wow. Big question, Marissa. Introverts, extroverts, we have the whole spectrum of them.
Yeah.
Why are we in leadership? Well, maybe I speak for myself first. Because remember, Marissa, you actually asked the question which we didn't get to ask yet, which is, are we introverts or extroverts? Right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, don't give it away. Don't give it away yet, because they haven't guessed yet,
Yeah. All right, so everybody here with us, right? We're gonna get to the bottom of this. Who are extroverts? Who are the extroverts or introverts? But we're all here because we love to be in the space of leadership. So leadership, to me, I'm in it because I realize that there's so much that I want to give. There's so much that I want others to know. If I just keep it to myself, I'm going to explode. I'm going to feel like my life is meaningless because, I live and die and everything is within me. So I'm in leadership because this good info that I receive from so many other people, right? And what I love doing is putting all these pieces together, and I like to package this and give it out. So for me, leadership is just helping people with solutions that I have. Yeah, I've just packaged together so that I make your life a little bit easier for you, right? So
wow.
It's that kind of leadership that I can literally ship it to you, lah. Can I?
Right. I can e-commerce Lazada it over to you. No, that's amazing. Oh my gosh, I got a few people chiming in here. Angela's an introvert, but Marissa is definitely an extrovert. Oh yeah. Okay, wait. Thank you, Angela. Hi Jim, how are you doing? Okay.
Hey, Jim.
So,
Hi, Jim.
Oh my gosh, we got some amazing people. Usha, nice to have you here as well. So let me ask Elin, why is it important that we know ourselves in the whole equation of leadership? And if I can, many people, leaders, CEOs, entrepreneurs everywhere, we are constantly discovering ourselves. And very frankly, I think we will probably not stop discovering ourselves until, we're 6 feet under, until the last day, right? So, but if I can, in the sequence of leading the ship, thanks so much to Do Xiang, why is it important that we know ourselves? Elin, what do you think?
Yeah, I think for me, leadership start with self-leadership. Because we need to have that self-awareness, knowing that where what energizes us, what give us the passion, and what kind of behaviors, the leadership behaviors that we have. Knowing ourselves, we will know firstly how to be flexible, number one. Secondly, also because as a leader, I want to bring out the best of other people in my team. And I also want to assemble a team that can achieve, the results of the organization. So knowing myself, I know what other people, what kind of other leadership skills that I needed, which I don't have, that other people have, that I can assemble the team so that together we are strong. Like your superheroes, they don't do it alone. They have also a team, with all the different superpower. So I think for me, that is one of the key things that why I want to know myself, so that I know what do I have and what do I do not have, and how do I also develop others. Yeah, because knowing myself also, I will know which are the areas that I need help more, and which are the areas that I can help others. Yeah, that
Fantastic.
will be my key points. Yeah.
Oh wow, fantastic. And why in the leadership equation is that, like you said, we are never in the ship alone. Like I'm never a one-man show. Even if I am a one-man show, I've got customers to deal with. I've got suppliers to deal with. I've got stakeholders. I've got investors. I've got family. You've got people around us generally, and actually leading the ship requires us to know how all those relationships work. And I think one of the key areas of why discovering ourselves is important in the equation of leadership is that we take responsibility on our impact on others.
Yes.
If I don't know
Yeah.
myself, I don't take that responsibility on how come he's upset after I say something like that. How come she macam demotivated after I say something. And so then if I know myself in this piece, then I know how I am coming across people's experience of who I am in the equation. Does that make sense? So I think that's fantastic. Oh gosh. Wisdom of the crowd, and Johan is chiming in. Johan says this: what a broad question. But if you do not understand what drives you, what motivates you, what makes you tick, you cannot understand well enough what drives individuals in your team, motivate them, etc. Wow, nice, Johan. Thank you. Oh, we got a lot of introverts here. Oh, they're all coming, hey? All right. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to write it down. Somebody's already said Marissa's an extrovert. What about Jean and Elin? What do you think? It's okay, right? Jean, Elin, is okay, right? For them to type it in?
Oh, yes, please.
Yes, go ahead.
Please, yes.
All right. So what's Jean, everybody? Jean, J or E? Introvert or extrovert? Okay, while they type it in, all right? And we're going to have a bit of fun with that, all right? Let's go to the next one.
It's interesting to know that everybody who have chatted here are introverts.
Introverts.
Oh,
calling
Poliu
us-
says.
Poliu
Me
coaches
also,
are introvert.
Me too.
Poliu says
Oh.
introvert.
Okay.
Right, keep on guessing.
Keep on guessing. Okay, we're going to bring it on. So guys, type it in as it comes in. Okay. Jean extrovert.
Jean extrovert.
Yes, Sudosia thinks I'm
Thank you,
extrovert.
Sudosia. Okay, so we're going to get to that, and the coaches are going to share later. Now, what are the common hard to tell from short look? Oh, turn around a bit, guys. Turn around. Turn around a bit. Thank you so much, Johan. Thank you. What Tai, what Lai. All are introverts.
Introverts.
Wow, what gave them
Wow.
away? Wow. Okay. What are the common misconceptions, about being introvert? And I want to talk about this misconception because many people, not just here and this question that's coming up, I've gotten this question so many times. Coach Marissa, I am an introvert. It's hard for me to lead. And I almost cannot put two and two together because I I wonder what gives people the perception, okay, that being an introvert cannot lead. So it begs me to ask, what are the qualities that are required in leading that they say I'm introvert, so I cannot do? Okay, so what is that common misconception? Maybe let me throw this to Elin.
Yeah, I think
And then I want to
what
hear the crowd as well, right?
Okay.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
Okay.
interesting to see all the chat about whether we are introvert or extrovert. Okay, I think one of the things is like the misconceptions about leaders is that leaders has to be outspoken. They need to talk a lot. They need to be very vocal. So that seems to be a behavior of an extrovert, right? So because of that, it says that I'm introverts. I don't necessarily like to talk so much. Therefore, I cannot be a good leader.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is one key thing that people people will say about introverts.
So when you say it that way, it almost makes me wonder, because when you say as a leader I need to be vocal, I almost imagine leaders or entrepreneurs, all of us here, right, to be successful in the executive world, in the workplace, right? We need to be vocal, but we need to be vocal about the right stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of wondering, when people say as an introvert, I'm not vocal, so therefore I cannot be a leader, I'm wondering if the extroverts actually do it better. Do they? Do they necessarily vocalize and verbalize the right stuff at the right time that introverts think they cannot do, so therefore they cannot lead? Betul kah?
I think that's such a good question, Marisa. Yeah, if I can chime in, it's true. People want direction. People look at leaders and say, like, I want to follow that leader, or I don't want to follow that leader. So what makes me want to follow that leader is because that leader is showing me where to go and how to get there, and motivating me, like, all right, good job, guys. You're getting there, you're almost there. So people see that kind of person as a leader because they are being moved, to go somewhere, right? So those may be traits that an extrovert portrays. They talk it out, they tell you, they say something lah, and they are there to, tell you, hey, today why so gloomy, or like today, wow, so happening today, right? They actually just expressing, but
Right.
does that help to provide the direction or not? So
That's right.
yeah, so I'm
That's
just calling out, what I think what people are looking for. Is that true, everyone? Is that because
Yeah.
I ask the people, wherever I go,
Yeah.
like, why you like to follow that person? Can you tell me?
Yeah.
And if I can, introverts, thank you so much, Angela. Introverts are not necessarily quiet.
Cakap banyak.
Boleh cakap banyak, ah. Okay, so so actually there is a definition for introversion and extroversion. Okay, so we're gonna get there. Yeah, we're gonna get there. So if I can, there are a lot of misconceptions. Angela says this. Actually, introvert, we are not egao. What is that? Is that Hokkien? Egao. We can talk a lot when we feel safe. That's right. So there must be an element of trust. Thank you so much, Angela. Trung from Vietnam. Wow, I used to think the same, but along the journey, I learned to be more vocal. So you're introverted, but being more vocal, but it's tiring sometimes to be honest. Okay, Johan, good point. There is a misconception that speaking skills equal leadership skills. Oh my gosh, thank you. And in general, extroverts speak, then think, and then speak again. Introverts think first, and then speak, and then think again. Thank you.
Yeah.
So this is so beautiful. Okay, introverts, I hope you're really picking all this up. Introverts have space to think when they're on their own. Not necessarily extroverts can lead well if they are talking all the time or being with people. Distraction. Helen, I usually think first before I talk. Okay, very good. Now, this is so powerful because I want to bring the next part up. All right. So if it's not already obvious, there is a very clear distinction between people that are introverted and extroverted, the extroversion and the introversion. Okay. So if I can, let me share this, and then we're going to talk about the coaches in a bit. So extroverts are people that gain energy. So introversion and extroversion is not about liking people and liking to be with people. People get that it is a misconception. Introversion and extroversion is about how you gain energy. It's how you recover after you have had a long day at work. Are you someone that I need to go to the kopitiam and have a yum cha with my friends? All right. So are you someone that gain energy after a long day, go and sit with friends in the right after work on Saturdays or Sundays? Or are you somebody after a long day of work, oh gosh, I gotta go home, sit on my favorite chair and read a good book, turn on some music, click, and be by yourself? So introversion and extroversion is about how you gain energy. So when you understand it that way, people that are talkative, are they necessarily extroverted? So this is very, very powerful. And those of you who said I'm extroverted, excuse me, I'm just kidding, yeah, necessarily. Okay, so this is important because then the introverts can now ask the question, what beckons good leadership? Okay, very, very powerful. Okay, so let me scroll back up and have a look. What's Jean, everybody? Jean is what? Introvert, extrovert. Hey, that's me lah. Angela. Okay, Angela says I'm extroverted. Okay, what about Jean? Jean extrovert.
Angela says that I'm mildly extroverted.
Mildly extroverted. Jean is a mild extrovert. Eileen is introverted by the way she speaks. Okay. So if I can, okay, they are all introverts. Thank you, Tai Hot. Okay. Lillian says Jean is extroverted. Okay. Coaches, Poliu says we are all introverted. Not all coaches are introverted. Jim says Jean is extroverted. Thank you. Yeah. Wow. So if I can, Jean, what are you?
Woo, wow. Woo. All right. I see some of my friends chatting here and say that I'm extroverted. Actually, let me tell you my history. I'm actually very confused.
A bit of both.
And I'm glad that I'm able to say this to the crowd today because I grew up thinking I was very introverted, right?
Oh.
So I knew when I was young, going primary school, I like to talk. I'm quite verbal. Until that day, the teacher said, Jean, yes, I like it if you don't talk so much. Is it okay not to talk so much in class? I will always remember that day. It was a very significant moment for me. I got the message. To be a good student, you don't talk so much. So from that day onwards, I kept quiet. So I grew up being quiet because teacher liked me like that, right? After that, when did I actually discover myself? I went to the US, right? The land of the free. So when I went to the US, I realized, oh wow, Jean, you're so absolutely too quiet. Because most people talk a lot more. And then I realized now the college professors want us to talk. So I started talking. And then when I started talking, I realized I became more energetic and I was more lively, towards myself. Like I was waking up I'm a different person now, right? Okay. So from then, I became very extroverted, trying to buy back the years that I was not.
Now open already, okay.
So after a while, after taking countless assessments that tells you how intro extroverted you are, I realized my true self is half-half. My true self is half-half. So Marissa, if I have the whole day, right, meeting with people in meetings back to back, yes, I want to be by myself after work. But if the whole day I have to do analysis and reporting by myself, or I'm dying to have party, at the end of the day, I have to see people every single day. So yeah, maybe some of you are like me, you know, you got to see people because they energize you, but not the whole day see people, half the time you got to be by yourself because then you feel like, oh, wow, I can process and I feel good and I feel energized now because I put everything in order as I'm processing.
Great. Excellent. Excellent. Wow. Thank you so much, Coach Jean. Let's go over to Coach Elin. Guys, what do you think with Coach Elin? Introvert or extrovert? Elin is introvert. Ah, okay. Very, very good. So Elin, what are your views about being the introvert? How do you fare with being the introvert? And at times, do you find yourself having to get out there and meet people? And is it a struggle? Be among people. Is it a struggle for you, or you can, okay, I can do it?
Yeah, I think I have. I mean, you are right that I'm an introvert, but along the way, I learned to adjust, because we know that as a leader, as a coach, as leading people, we need to display certain extroverted behavior as well. But we can put in things to manage that. Like I'm naturally an introvert, so that means that I need to recharge to be alone. So if let's say I have a very busy day, the whole day, we can schedule like a short period of time, maybe 15 minutes, just to be alone, so that you can recharge better. And as a leader, we need to talk, right? We need to communicate. Okay, we don't just say talk, like Johan also said just now, that speaking skill doesn't equal to leadership skill. But communication skills, yes, that is a key leadership skills that we need to have. But there's many ways to communicate. I can communicate through writing. I can communicate through many other ways as well, not just through speaking. So, and as an introvert, the one thing we can also arrange is that do it with smaller groups, because that doesn't drain my energy so much. Because what drains introverts' energy a lot is the big group, talk to many people at one time and have to see so many people, hundreds of, like Marissa said, let's go back and have, be myself. Yeah. So I think we manage that as well. So it means that as an introvert, you can also still be a good communicator, but maybe the means of communication is different, and the number of people that you're going to see at one time is different. So that you will still be able to continue to be energized, have the energy to talk to people, to engage with people. Yeah, that will be something that, I find different ways to manage it.
Very, very good. That's fantastic. You see, the thing about introversion and extroversion is, because introverts think that they don't lead well because they cannot communicate, or they are reserved. That has very little to do with that, because I personally think, and guys, feel free to chime right in what you think, some of the best leaders, or people that can stay calm in pressure cooker situations, or people that can problem solve, people that can really empower others and communicate well, are people that are introverted. Why? Because they're not in a space where extroverts need to gain energy by being with others. That creates that constant engagement, or bracket distraction. It can also be a distraction when I constantly have to be talking to people to feel I got to gain my energy from being among many. Versus introverts that can be so comfortable with their own thoughts that they have time to reflect and review. So, to the contrary, a lot of what people say, hey, I'm an introvert, I don't know whether I can lead well. Is that really true? Or there are many gifts in that as well. And so I want to talk about these gifts a little bit. Yeah, see, Angela says, I need to know people at a deeper level instead of a bigger crowd, but surface conversation. Very good. Fantastic. Lillian likes Eileen as the introvert. Like her this way. Wow. Very cool and calm. Very, very good. So, if I can, I just want to ask this. So, if introverts think that they cannot lead because they are more reserved in nature, if lah, huh? What do they consciously need to do? Okay, because we've got a lot of introverts in the house. What do introverts need to consciously do so that they are as effective working with people? Jean, what do you think?
Woo, love it. I love this question. By the way, I've been working with Coach Eileen for the last 20 plus years. And her introverted behaviors actually complement mine. Angela, you're absolutely right. I think I'm 60% extrovert and 40% intro. So I've learned that we need to switch with both. But now the question is like, what must an introvert do, right? In order to actually,
Work well
I
with
find
people.
introverts, I called out Eileen this. I find introverts, they balance us out when we get overexcited. When extroverts get overexcited, the introverts go like, I'll always go like, what do you think? And then the introvert leader is still thinking. I said, oh, well, I know you're thinking, all right, tell me when it's done, because the answer that comes out, it's really, really deep, much deeper than me. And I appreciate that depth because they've thought through the steps. Like, it surely will work because they've gone deep enough. Right? So, an introvert leader, I also found are really helpful in times of crisis.
Yes.
When something goes wrong, they are so cool, like a cucumber. So the extroverted people are like, what should we do?
Tengah panicking.
The introverts are like, they're not just being calm, right? And they're processing what we should do. And I love it when introverted leaders communicate. I'm ready with my journal, my whole notebook. Tell me. They don't just tell me one line, they tell me the 10 steps. Right?
Yeah. And Jean, that's fantastic to Johan's point here. The introverts don't respond immediately. They don't respond. It's almost like they need time to go. And the extroverts are thinking, hey, how come you don't care? Hey, come on, we gotta fix this. We gotta fix this. Yow. But if I can, that's where the extroverts, thanks Johan, need to give introverts time to process before responding, instead of assuming initial silence means nothing to contribute. That's very, very good. So the extroverts, they have to know the turnaround time for communication. That's a very good point. Thank you so much, Jean, for also
I just want
sharing
to chime
that.
in also, right? I want to chime in, Marissa. I've seen leaders who actually think that introverts cannot be leaders because they want them to give them the answer now. Why do you have to think so long? And I've seen leaders brush them aside. Never hear from them. Not a solution, because leaders have gone forth with whoever is faster, and they have not taken the answers from the introverts, right? Or the people who need time to process. So I think that's a caution that I do want to bring out, because I've seen too many solutions that don't work just because the leader was too impatient to wait for the introvert leader to speak up.
Very, very good.
Oh, so many
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
I want to add in something like like Polio says that introverts leaders are good listener. So I think as an introvert leaders, because they are a good listener, they will also allow, because they themselves need time to process, so they will allow people to process as well. They will allow people to have time to process their thoughts. So because of that, you can get a lot more gems and diamonds out of your team members who have all those gems, that inputs, insights that were going to be so good for the team. Yeah. So, but as the introverted leaders, I think what we also need to be cautious is that we need to speak up. We need to Because if we don't say what we have already processed, it's not just
Yeah.
that we are at the we are, you know, we lost it. It's that it's also disadvantage for the whole team, because the rest of people not going to get to hear those good ideas. It's not just for us, it's actually for the team. So I think that is one way that the introverted leaders can think, my idea is just not for me, but if I share, I will benefit the whole team. So we have to so in a way be other focused as well in our approach and our behaviors. Yeah.
That's fantastic. So it's almost, I've got the extroverts that fire off in a second, because they got the answer and then they did not do some deep thinking about it, but they are fast. And then I've got the introverts that don't fire off immediately. They take the time to think, but it goes into depth. And so it seems like if we were to look at introverts and extroverts and how they communicate, we almost need to know how to work with each other, be aware who is what, and to give that space and that length of time to communicate, right? Because the communication is different. And I even imagine that some introverts and some extroverts are better in specific fields of work. That's interesting. Right. Oh wow!
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing from Nisa. She says, you know, Nisa, thanks so much. You're saying like, oh yeah, I feel like I have both. So what am I? You know, I know you're still processing, Nisa, and I'm seeing the next question from you. Is it good to have both? Is it good to have both? First off, everyone, you have both.
Yes.
Everyone, you have both. You have both. You cannot be 100 and 0, okay? No, we have both, but we're just saying we're more introverted or more extroverted.
Yes.
And
I
let
think
me
it's
just
also
share
a preference,
this.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
preference,
it's
right?
a preference.
Yeah.
And then I was just saying, like, you know, I've been in many projects with Eileen, so I'm slightly more extroverted, and she's more introverted. So this is how we dance with each other in meetings, brainstorming. She needs more time to process, and I'm more high level, and I have so many things I want to say. So while waiting for her to process, I write down. I write down the question. I'm the one that write the headings. And then when the introverts start to talk, I capture their points for everyone to see. So I find that this dance works so well because I'm using my strength, and then the introverts are using their strength. And together, everybody's being triggered, and that brainstorming session becomes so powerful. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm not bored while I'm waiting, because I always feel like I have to wait. So I'm like, you know, triggering them with more thoughts with what I'm writing. And it works well. Yeah. So just sharing that on how we dance between extro and intro.
And to chime in with that, Jean, is that when we brainstorm, we have to realize that in speaking up is actually two parts. In speaking up is about thinking about the response, and then actually responding. So we're aware that introverts have a challenge with responding. So as extroverts, or maybe we are aware that the people, our employees, are introverted, we give them the 2-step. Okay, guys, write it down first, and then they have time to write. Okay, 5 minutes on their own. All right, everybody, next 5 minutes, let's share. And then they come on up and then they share. Because what we underestimate is the 2 steps. Especially when the extroverts fire off, it's actually 2 steps going on at the same time. So that's very, very powerful, Jean, to encourage more introverts to speak up. Yeah, I'm going to chime in here. Johan agreed everyone has both, but we all have a preference for one over the other. Preference, yes, thank you. That's what Jean shared. Angela, I usually let all the extrovert talk first. And then if I'm the extrovert, I'm the last to speak. If I'm with an introvert gang, I need to be the icebreaker. Very good. So now this is so powerful because we're talking about beautiful flexibility. So it's not like I am an introvert, therefore I cannot do this or I can do that. How many of you can see that? I am extrovert, so therefore I only do these kinds of things. Don't ask me to do this kind of stuff. We are not pigeonholing ourselves. That is beautiful. And introversion and extroversion exist in us. It's there, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So how do I exercise this flexibility? Because I think it's behaviors. It's behaviors, and I can be flexible with the behavior depending on my environment. Love it. Coaches, what do you think? And wisdom of the crowd. How do I flex?
How do I flex? Maybe I'll share this quote that really inspired me. This quote is from Albert Einstein. All of us know Albert Einstein, right? He said this: "It's not that I'm so smart. It's just that I stay with problems longer." Now, we have an introvert talking to us, and he's a legend. He's a legend. Introverts just need that space to just chew. And I tell you, they have the power to persevere. Oh man, they got power to persevere. So if you just combine these beautiful traits of introverts with a vision of something they want to accomplish, for the community, for the world, for the team, tell you that energy of them just getting the answer becomes so powerful, right? So I just want to leave that with us.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm so smart. I just stay with the problems longer.
Right.
That I come up with answers that makes me a legend.
Right. And one well-known legend is Einstein, and so many other brainiacs as well. Johan shares this as well. We can bring Johan's comment up. One thing you can do to have a more successful problem-solving meeting is to give attendees the problem ahead of time. Kudos,
Yes.
that's fantastic. I think sometimes we don't do that. Hey guys, I got a problem, can you guys chew on it now? And there's so much of processing. And that gives the introverts time that they need to reflect and formulate their responses before the meeting. Kudos, wow. Thank you.
That means, right, Johan, so good. That means that as leaders, we cannot be so ad hoc.
No, we
with
can't.
everything, right?
No.
Yeah, because if you want
We need
to
to
give
be
people
aware.
things ahead,
We need to be aware that there is a colorful diversity of people that we lead. So much so, as leaders, I can't be a one-type person. I've got to be able to flex all my different behaviors and programs to allow others to succeed in my environment. Okay, so this is powerful. So if I can, Jean, Elena, and wisdom of the crowd. If people think that introverts find it hard to lead, I also don't want to leave the extroverts out, because I too don't want to make this assumption that extroverts are awesome leaders. Can I say that? Because that's not a criteria for successful leadership, hey? So if I can, just not to leave the extroverts out of this, have we seen some extroverted leaders hit walls? They hit walls. They don't lead as well, and then sometimes they face their own challenges. And what are those challenges that we need to be aware of? Okay, so extroverts in the room, chime in, and coaches. What do you think? What are some walls extroverts hit?
Yeah, I think if I can. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Eileen.
Yeah, I think one of the things that Johan had said is that extroverted leaders may tend to speak first, then think later. So because of that, as a leader, you give instructions already. Maybe you haven't think through, how to do things. It's just like, go ahead and do it, but all the details you don't have. Then it becomes difficult for people working with them to follow through. Because there's no details to things. You just do this, there's no details to it. So I think that is one I have seen a few times, that they just ask you to go and do without giving any information, any details, and then these people, the team member is at loss of what to do next. Yeah. So that could be that is one areas I have seen. Yeah, because there's no details to things. Just do it.
There are no details, and it's usually very rash and hash that, okay, let's go and do it. So whether it's a part of a well thought out plan, that's also one thing. I think chiming into that as well, Elin, is that sometimes people that are very extroverted, and because they get distracted, sometimes they don't hold on to. They don't hold on, as I think a point to what Jean was talking about. They don't hold on long enough to a certain problem, to a certain project, or a certain topic that it's quite fleeting. Yeah, and
Yeah.
that can be very damaging for when we manage a team. Like, hey, one day we're doing this project A, and then the next week is project B, and then your
Yeah.
people inside there, hey, what happened to project A? No, today is project C. And then they just like, wow, what's going on?
I changed my mind.
I changed my mind. About A, but we started already. Never mind. Okay, let's do C now.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Hi.
was just gonna add,
Yeah, go for it.
extroverted leaders are great networkers, right? Besides great at speaking, they're also great networkers. So one thing about that we need to be careful for extroverted leaders is that as much as we like the limelight, as
Yeah.
much as we like to be seen and heard, sometimes it's not the time to talk.
Yes.
Sometimes we have no idea about that topic. So it's time to flex ourselves to let another person talk, let another person take the limelight. So I find that as something difficult for some extroverted leaders
Mm.
because there's almost like you feel like I'm obligated to play that role all the time. That it's not okay if I'm quiet.
That's right. That's right. So the extrovert, if I can, sometimes not comfortable with silence.
Silence. Yes.
So they fill up all the gaps in the air, and then they have to say something for the sake of saying it. Very, very interesting. Tai What Lai here talks about. And then they continue to talk and talk. And then the mind of the introvert has already gone missing by the time the extrovert finished talking. Thank you, Tai What Lai. That is so good. Thank you. Oh, this is a very good question. I was just reading it just now. Eric asks us this question. Wisdom of the crowd, guys. Let's help this issue out here. If a leader is an introvert, how should he work with his team member who is dominant and tend to control the project in his own way or own way? Ooh. So I imagine the introvert having to manage somebody that's domineering or extroverted, I don't know, maybe. How does this person, how does the leader as an introvert need to work with this team member? Wow, this is a very good one. Okay, so let me call out the wisdom of the crowd, the Tai Huat Lais, the Angelas, the Johans, the Suto Siang. Please chime right in. My coaches, what are your views? Wow,
Such
so
a good question, Eric. Such a good question, right?
All right.
I think, is this a problem for an introvert leader to actually work with a dominant person?
Yeah.
Maybe a dominant person tends to push their viewpoints down.
Right.
That would make an introverted person feel a little bit threatened, intimidated. But I just want to say this, what that dominant person wants is actually the same style back. If the person loves to talk, what they want from us is some info. Talk back to them, right? So ask yourself, what is it that they want from us? Give them what they want. So it's not easy for an introverted leader to straight away be like that dominant person.
Yeah.
Because you need time.
Yeah.
So tell them, can I have a second to think about that?
Okay.
Right? Introverts need to process, but don't feel intimidated that you need time to process, but you need to tell the other person, oh,
Yes.
I heard you. You need to tell them, I heard you.
Yeah.
Can you give me time to process? But I want to get back to you on this. I think it's very, fill in the blank. I think your question is very important. I think what you're saying, what you're asking is critical for our decision making. Thank you so much. Can we? All right. So
Excellent.
let me just share
Excellent.
that. Yeah, I do feel that happens to introverts a lot.
Wow, that's fantastic. So what I take from you, Jean, is, when the introvert is thinking, they need to tell people that they're thinking. And
Yes.
even if it's a subordinate, you need to tell your subordinate, okay, I'm going to process this. It's not that I don't know the answer, but I'm processing it. Let me come back to you. That is fantastic. Paul Liu here says, do like what Jean's teacher told her. Hey, you. And then you switch. Oh my God, Suto Siang. I guess ask the team to propose their view and introvert leader view and balance up the decision. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, if they are extroverts, they're ready to share. Bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. And then you as the introverted leader, you get to integrate all the different points of views. Fantastic. Thank you, Suto Siang. Elin, any points on this? How does the introverted leader manage the dominant subordinate?
Yeah, I think for me, I would say that we have to encourage both, because we need the extrovert to kind of make the whole environment very lively and very energetic at the same time. So for me, I would like to set some ground rules and boundaries. Like for introverts, this is how you work. Then we have introverts in the team. This is how they work. We have to respect one another. And if you have something, yes, we have agreed that we need to take time to decide. Then we put down the processes, we put down the steps so that everybody can follow it. So it's not going to be every time the dominant people weigh, or every time the people that are very quiet, didn't get to speak. So I think I would set the ground rules. How do I say? It's like the rules for the games. How are we going
Like
to play this game? Yeah, like as a culture. This is how we're going to run our meetings. This is how we're going to problem solve. This is how we're going to do the brainstorming sessions. Let's follow through the steps so that all kind of people. I mean, we need everyone. We need everyone in the team. We cannot have all the introverts and then they'll be very quiet, everything to their own thoughts, and nobody say anything about it. And then we have a room full of extroverts, that will be too noisy. So
and no one's listening.
No one is listening, so nothing get done. So it's we cannot have that. And I really like what Coach Marissa says is about flexibility. Yeah, the first thing is that we need to know who we are, whether Nisa was saying that how to know. Sometimes we need to do assessment to get to know who we are and who are also the people that are around us. What is their behaviors like? Each and every one of them, their behaviors, their personality, whether they're introvert, extrovert, etc. Then from there, we can set boundaries and set rules that everybody agree upon, that this is how we're going to play. This is the culture, or this is the values, this is how we're going to play. Yeah,
Awesome.
I think that is something that I would want to, I would set up for the team. Yeah.
Thank you. That is fantastic. And that's of course a discussion that leaders need to have, team leaders need to have with their subordinates in how things go, And another very good input from Johan is an option is to ask team members to explain or expand. So the extroverted team member sometimes may not have enough depth. And if the introverted leader has the depth, can continue to ask questions to push the extrovert to more depth of the solution or that way of doing things. That is a very good one. Thank you, Johan. Exploring through questions. Very fantastic.
Yes.
For me, the first thing, Trung, thank you so much from Vietnam. The first thing is to not take things personally, so not to feel uncomfortable about that, and go ahead asking the team for more input and let the team know that they are heard. That's a good one. Extroverts definitely want to know that they're heard. Very, very nice. Thank you. Tai Huat Lai, say that it's a good idea. Okay. Say thank you. Yeah, I love that. Thank you. Put it in the flesh. How to put it inside the flesh? And then see the options. Wow. Thank you. Tai Huat Lai. Very, very good. Guys, this is such a powerful conversation. Angela, tell them my perspective and guide them to see from my angle. Ladies and gentlemen, do you see the awesome wisdom of the crowd? You guys are awesome. Yeah. Can I just get you guys to say, yo, kudos, pat yourself on the shoulder? This is all awesome stuff, gang.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you guys for sharing. It just adds on and makes the whole answer so rich.
So rich, because it's not just coming from us. We are totally appreciating every single thing that you're sharing here. So please remember to tag your friends who need to hear this. They can always rewatch it and they can chime in later and then take lots of notes. So that's all for them. That's fantastic here. So, Jim, woohoo, fist bump. All right. So let's do this. Okay, we're up to the hour. So let's just go around the room. All right. Panelists, coaches. Thank you, Patsy. Thank you, Eric. Woo! You guys are awesome. Let's go around the room. So what's one key takeaway? Jean and Elin, what's one key takeaway for leaders? Whether you're introverted or extroverted, I imagine is the discovery process, right? So what's a way that we can learn to know ourselves better? Some key advice.
All right, I'm going to flex and wait and let Eileen speak first.
Pandai, put you on the stage already.
I shall flex and speak first then.
Yeah.
Okay, one of the things that I find it helpful is to do assessment, to know myself. Because I've done many types of assessment to know my behaviors, where I tend to become very inflexible or become very rigid. So to know myself first and to accept, myself first. Then from there, I can know, okay, this part of myself is very rigid. I need to flex. This is awareness. I have to have the awareness first. Even before I can do changes, I can be flexible. I need to have awareness first. So I think the first step is to aware, and then I have to accept it. I have to appreciate that I'm such a person, but I shouldn't stop there. Just like I like what Marissa said just now. I cannot say that, okay, I'm like that, therefore I cannot change. No, we can always adjust. We can always flex. Depending on the situation. Because if we put other first, we think about our team, think about people that we have to lead. What is our intention, our meaning to want to lead them? We want them to become better. We want the organization to become better. So therefore, as a leader, my role and responsibility is also that to help them to grow, help them to achieve what they want to do. So I need to be flexible. Like I say, I'm an introvert. So if I have to talk to a big crowd of people I have to talk to, I will do it. However, don't ask me to do it like 24/7. I still need my downtime. So I still can schedule my downtime so that I can get recharged, So I think be aware, self-awareness, and then look for ways, to how you can manage it.
Wow.
If I'm an introvert, I needed downtime, I will schedule it into my busy schedule so that I can recharge myself. So I think these are all the tips and so on things that we can do to make us become more flexible and more resourceful in how we lead people. Yeah, I think that would be my inputs on this. Yeah.
Ooh, very, very good. And I'm just going to echo, that's fantastic. I think under one breath, you've just shared so many different strategies for us to discover ourselves. And I think the key is self-awareness. And another very good point from Johan Mokhtar is to seek feedback. And this is important because we cannot see ourselves, but others can see us. And when they give us that feedback, they are sharing their experience of us, and it can always be tentative. They can be right, they can be accurate, they may not, but that's their experience in their world. That's how they're looking at us as leaders, and that's very useful in discovery. Thank you so much, Johan. Over to Jean on what are some key advice for us to keep discovering ourselves.
Wow. I have learned that we can flex.
Yeah.
My teachers have taught me that I can be both intro and extro, right? Yeah. So I thank my teachers from Asia and from the West that have brought me in two extremes. And I finally found myself that I am half. I'm very situational, and there's nothing wrong with that. And introverts can be great leaders if we allow them that space to actually say it out.
Right.
So I think extrovert leaders and introvert leaders both need to understand each other and give each other that space and time and actually just say it out. Just say it out what your preference is so that the other party doesn't feel like, why are you so slow? Or why are you so fast? Why are you rushing me? We
Mm.
don't want any of these thoughts.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah.
instead, it's like, yeah. But
Fantastic.
just love it. Yeah, I think
Very good.
our session today, Marissa, you have all these two introverts and one half having a great conversation.
Yeah, yeah. Because we can flex. Because we can
Because we can
flex, you know?
flex.
And in our day and our life, we meet so many different types of people. It's really hard to just be one type of person. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
fantastic. Wow. Okay, everybody, it has been truly amazing. Those of you that are here, right to the end of this conversation, first, let me acknowledge you and let me say thank you to all of you, the wisdom of the crowd. Thank you for all of you that have been so amazing at giving us your comments. And again, there's no right and wrong. We're here to live wire this because leadership is a live wire. There's never one cut way of doing something, and we need to be able to see everyone's insight. All right, so
Mm.
ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of today's live wire. Thank you for being with us. Yes, Nick Karanisa, love it too. Thank you. Thank you, Shamila, being flexible based on situations. Yes, absolutely.
Mhm.
Thank you for being here as we debate. So, if you look forward to more of our debates or our conversations where there's no right and wrong, and we want to just get the wisdom of the crowd, do join us. Like our page, the Spark Group Asia on Facebook, on LinkedIn. We go live in these two different platforms. Please share this Facebook Live with, of course, the Facebook video will be recorded and it's going to be on our page. So tag friends so that they don't miss out. Johan, Facebook, boom! Thank you very
So
much.
good.
And please join us for the next one. If you want more information, again, just like our Facebook page and we will put it up and then we will bring up more topics. If you want us to debate a topic, all right, you want us to debate a topic, please write to us personally at sarah@thesparkgroup.asia, sarah@thesparkgroup.asia. Please save that email. Write to us personally. I will be reading them and we might choose your topic to do a live wire because we want to support you in every shape and form. So if I can just get the team in the back end to type out that email, the Spark Group, sarah@thesparkgroup.asia, please write to us and we will be happy to bring your topic up. All right. So everybody, oh my gosh, there's lots of love going on here. Thank you so much, Poliu. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Sutosya. Yeah, lah, so short. Finish already. Lunchtime. Patsy, thank you. Trung Beng, thank you. Shamila, thank you. Mwah! So this ends up today's session, everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you, coaches, Coach Jean and Coach Elin. As usual, it's fun when we get all the introverts
awesome.
together.
I love it. Yeah.
All right, everybody, fist bump.
Dun dun. Ting ting.
Thank you, Tai Huat. Thank you, Nisa. Thank you. All right, everybody. Thank you, Lillian.
See you all again.
Thank you, Lillian. Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Bye.
See you
Time to
again
get
the
back
next
to
time.
work.
Yeah.
Stay safe and stay healthy, everybody.
Yes, stay safe.
Bye. Take care.
Bye, Johan. Yes, Johan. Go and recharge now.
Recharge now.
Yeah, yeah.
Keep coming back,
Introvert,
Johan.
introvert.
Love your views.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.